Hey friends, it's Rachel and today I'm going to go through my updated brow routine in depth for you guys because I'm probably going to laminate them next week, which means my routine's going to change completely. But for those of you who struggle to get really fluffy brows and also struggle with trying to do the soap brow method, I feel like I've perfected it and I've watched a lot of soap brow tutorials and I never quite got it until now. My earring just fell off. So I'm going to go through all the tips and tricks that have worked for me to create a really natural fluffy brow and all the products that I use as well. So let's get started. So here are my bare brows and also a bare face. I highly recommend you do this at the beginning of your makeup routine, otherwise it will mess with your foundation. You're gonna need a clear bar of soap. This is the Pears soap. It is the cheapest and the best in my opinion. It has to be clear, otherwise you're gonna have white soapy looking brows. And then also a hairspray, doesn't really matter what kind. This one is by Tresemmé. So I'm just gonna spray a corner of my soap and I'm using a spoolie on the end of one of my brow products that I don't use anymore. And I'm going to really work that until it creates a paste. And you can see that kind of chunky paste consistency. That's what you want, because I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make when they try soap brows for the first time, is they don't get this like gunky paste consistency and it's too wet and it just ends up falling out of the brows. Now that we've got the whole brush loaded, I'm going to just start brushing it through the whole brow, back and forth to really disperse the product. Because I used hairspray as well with my straight heavy Asian brows, it actually works to give it so much more hold. I'm gonna start from the inner corner here and I'm rolling my brush and pushing up as I do that to really flatten the hairs. And then I'm gonna push them in the direction that I want the brow to lay in. And while doing that, I'm gonna follow it with a finger and then just press and hold for a few seconds until it's nice and flat on the skin. It will basically give you the exact same effect as when you get your brows laminated, which is why I wanted to show you this before I laminate them again, so that you can get that effect yourself if you're not willing to or you don't have the means to get your brows laminated. So as you can see, they're laid super flat and it makes the hairs look very long. So look how much more brow I have now. And it's not gonna go anywhere since I use hairspray as well as a soap. It is honestly very heavy duty. So I can last all day in this. And then I'm going to take the spoolie and run it across the top of the brows just to shape them so that they don't look too crazy. Like so. And then with the front of the brow, I like it still to look a little bit more natural, so I'm going to spike them back up a little bit in the center. Look how nice and natural and fluffy that looks, and how much more brow you're able to get out of your brows. So now I'm going to fill them in, and I like to use a couple different products. So I either use one of these or both. I'm going to show you both just so that you can see what I would do for the most brow. So this is Benefit Precisely My Brow. I'm in the shade 6, and then the Urban Decay Brow Blade. The Brow Blade also has the same kind of crayon as the Benefit. I just like this color better. This one's a little bit warm on my skin tone. So I'm gonna start with the Benefit and I'm going to lightly fill in just anywhere that there is too much skin showing, because we don't want it to look too sparse. I'm just being super light-handed with it. It's really only to fill in the gaps so it doesn't look old in areas, if that makes sense. Now that's like a perfect brow for me. I would definitely head out the door just with a brow like that. but I wanted to show you the extra step that you can take with the Urban Decay brow blade, especially if your brows are a little bit sparser. So I'm going to use the felt tip pen side, basically create some more hair-like strokes for a really fluffy brow look. And what you want to do is, instead of drawing them up like that can create really squiggly, uneven lines. What you want to do is hold it and angle it so that it is pointing up, and that way you get smoother lines instead of trying to draw them that way. It works better for me this way. Maybe you have a steadier hand than I do, but these are my tips. So I'm gonna start at the tail, and I'm just going to create a couple of hairs just to fill in the tail there. Just like so. Don't really need too much now that they're all brushed up. And then through the front. So that's basically the brow done. Before you do your foundation, you need to clean up the excess soap. Otherwise it will mix with your makeup and it will be patchy and pasty and clingy and disgusting. So I'm using what is this called? A Q-tip, wet, just with water. You don't need anything special, it's just soap after all. And I'm going to go around the brow, basically just wiping away any excess soap before I go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup. Guys, look at the difference. So before and after. If you don't think you have enough brow hairs to do a fluffy brow look, look at this. I had straight, very stubborn brows and I was able to create a really big fluffy brow look. I'm gonna do the other side and then I'll do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I put a little makeup on. It'll be my next video. A very no makeup style, OG Rachel T. Tyler kind of beat. Let me know what you guys think, but I wanted to show you how the brows look with a little bit of makeup on, because otherwise they can look a little intense because it's such a big bushy brow. But yeah, I love it. I love how my brows look with the soap brow method. I could literally never make it work for me, so I hope that this helped you in some way if it's a technique that you could never really nail. Yeah, let me know if you have any further questions, and if you want to hang out every day. I do post on Instagram every single day, and if not, I will see you on my next video. I love you all so much. Mwah.